So it's no secret that I wasn't really excited for this pay-per-view, and going into it, there was not a lot of matches that I was really hyped about, nor were the stories anything spectacular for me. So I wasn't exactly the most hyped for this, but honestly, I walked out of this show really enjoying myself. The pay-per-view really blew my mind, so let's get into it, and for once we're actually gonna cover the pre-show, cause something actually happened there. So on the pre-show, we had a 6-woman tag team match, the Full by Elegance brand going up against a newly dominant Xia Brookside and our new women's tag team Harley Hudson and Myla Grace. And the by Elegance brand ended up winning this match. They are after all the women's tag team champions. Now that's all in good, doesn't really matter too much. I would have ended up skipping the pre-show, not really talking about it like I usually don't. But the Iconics, or the Inspiration, they are back in TNA, and this is really good for me. I really enjoy this. Okay, let's take a step back and talk about Harley Hudson and Myla Grace first, because I was initially very upset that they were going to be a tag team and not two separate singles wrestlers. With all of this that's happening now, I'm very into this because we're gonna have the By Elegance brand, we're gonna have Myla Grace and Harley Hudson, and we're gonna have the Inspiration. So that's 3 really solid women's tag teams for this Knockouts division that I'm fully bought in for now. I was very hesitant in buying into this, but now it seems like they're actually building this up, and we're going to talk about the rest of the Knockouts division later. But the fact that the Knockouts tag team division has some life breathed into it now makes me really excited, and I'm excited to see on TNA this Thursday the Inspiration making their debut. Damn, I didn't really watch TNA when they were here as the Inspiration, so I'm still kinda in the headset of them being the Iconics, but I'm gonna learn that off. The official show though opened with a title match, the International Championship, Steve Macklin successfully defending it against Monse Warner, and I really liked this match. It was a really stiff brawl match. I really like both these competitors. Steve Macklin retains the championship, which I'm very solid for. I really liked how they've booked this championship. It really feels important. I wish they did the same for the X Division Championship, because honestly right now, this championship feels way more important than the X Division Championship, which is fine, and a lot of credit to Steve Macklin, because this championship is also, since holding this, has made me invest in him, because a lot of people will call him bland, and to an extent he is, but he's really elevated this championship, and vice versa. The championship has elevated him a lot. I think this is the perfect place for him, and like I said, I want to see him face Trick Williams. I really want to see that, because Steve Macklin is kind of the ace of TNA for me, like that good guy that's carried the company on his back for a while. And Mounts Warner, a really great match. He always shows out. I really like the guy. I think he has a lot of potential. I just want to see more of him, man. He's really entertaining. Then we had an 8-man tag team match, the System going up against the Hardy Boys and the Little Hardy, Leon Slater, and their mystery partner, which is the hometown man, which is Cody Deiner. My god. Okay, here's the thing. I've constantly judged this push they've been giving Cody Deiner. I've said repeatedly, it's a very good story that's being wasted on someone not on a high enough level. But now, I mean, the crowd is constantly reacting good to Cody Deiner, even in when he's wearing a mask and being the hometown man. Like, the crowd really likes him. Now, the Hardy Boys, Leon Slater, and the hometown man, I'm just gonna call him Cody Deiner because it's Cody Deiner, they ended up winning this match with Leon Slater pinning Moose. Seriously, let's stop pinning Moose, okay? You know, but a Leon Slater Moose feud for the X Division Championship, I'm down for that. So that's what happened during this match. All fine and good. Let's talk about Cody Deiner. I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the fans like about him. Like, obviously, everybody likes him. The crowds constantly react really good to him. And that's good. And I understand why you push him then, because he gets a crowd reaction and that's kind of what you want. I just don't get it. I think there's a lot better people you could have put in this position in this story. Like, what are we doing with Ace Austin, man? That's the whole thing I'm constantly complaining about. Ace Austin is just a lackey every single week, while Cody Deiner gets this story. Now, I'm gonna stop complaining about Cody Deiner and start giving him his flowers, because clearly what he's doing is working. It's successful, he gets a crowd reaction, so maybe this push is deserved. So from here on out, I'm gonna give Cody Deiner the respect he deserves, and I'm gonna see where this plays out. Then we had undoubtedly the match of the night, which was Mustafa Ali against Jason Hodge, and this was a really entertaining match, very good. You should really go check this out. This is my one match per night that you have to check out. And what was really entertaining is the rest of the core 4, or core 3 now, because Jason Hodge is out. I don't see him returning. That would be a horrible story. They're also slowly starting to turn on Mustafa Ali. So I'm curious what's gonna happen here, because I don't want to see the Great Hands reunite, although it would be entertaining because both members have a lot of more personality now. I want to see Jason Hodge on a singles run. And even further than that, Mustafa Ali needs to win the World Championship eventually. Everything he works with is gold. His X Division Championship reign was amazing. It was fantastic. I only caught the latter half of it, but it was amazing. And then, when he returned to that feud with Santana, it really elevated Santana. And maybe not. Santana was always great, but it really put a spotlight on how good of a character worker Santana is. And now this whole thing with the Core 4, it's really elevating everyone. Tasha Steelz and Jason Hodge are getting so much out of this. And maybe it's just Mustafa Ali has good writing, but it can't be a coincidence that everything he does is just so entertaining. So I'm glad Mustafa Ali won the match. Jason Hodge didn't lose anything, and I think him losing is actually better for him than winning. It gives you an underdog story. And Mustafa Ali gets a big pay-per-view victory, really deserved. I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen from here on out, man. Mustafa Ali is just so great, and whatever the rest of the story is, I'm fully seated for it. Then we had the Knockouts Championship, Masha Slamovic defending it against Yingli. Masha Slamovic wins. It was the obvious result. Nobody thought Yingli was gonna win. It was a pretty okay match, nothing too special, at least for me. I'm kinda tired of Masha's reign, but after the match, her former partner from MK Ultra was the tag team's name. I also did not catch that. She returns in Killer Kelly. So I'm hoping, I'm always here to give someone extra chances, right? I don't ever think it's time to just give up on someone. I think this could be a really interesting story if done right. I think Killer Kelly is probably the perfect opponent for Masha Slamovic, especially since the biggest complaint about Masha Slamovic was that we never really had character from her. She's kind of boring. She's just a generic wrestler at times, just your generic badass. So having someone who's a former partner come back, and since the tag team, well, not split up, but since Masha went on her own, Masha has become a world champion and kind of left Killer Kelly behind. So there's a lot of story there. There's a lot of meat to the bone for what could potentially be told. And I'm really excited to see what we do with it. And I'm hoping we don't fumble it, because this could be the defining feud of Masha's reign. Not that it really has any competition, but it could be really good regardless. Following this, we had Frankie Xerion versus Joe Henry. Frankie Xerion actually defeats Joe Henry. And I know I wanted this to happen, but I wasn't expecting it to happen. What are we doing with Joe Henry at this point? I get it, you want to put people over, because it's very clear he's going to leave to go to NXT. I think it's 100% clear now. There's no way he's staying. I mean, even if you had a little bit of hope, I think that was stupid. He was leaving anyway. But we could have put someone else over. Let's put a younger guy over like Leon Slater or Ace Austin, like I previously mentioned, or AJ Francis, Mance Warner. Hell, have Moose defeat him for the X Division Championship. Do something with him. Because as much as I like Frankie Xerion and as amazing as he is, he doesn't need a victory over Joe Henry to feel serious, right? He has a long history of championship success behind him. He doesn't need this. And I don't want Joe Henry's last feud to be Frankie Xerion. And it's fine. You're putting him with someone established. Maybe it's something that WWE is telling you to do. But overall, it was a really great match. Frankie Xerion is great in the ring. Joe Henry is always good when he has someone more experience in him to carry the match. So a very good match. I'm just curious what the end goal here is for both men. Then we have the tag team championships. Not a match I really cared about. There was really, to me at least, no personal investment in this. The Nemoth brothers defeat the Rascals for the tag team championships. I feel like this was a really good match. The Rascals are always fun and the Nemoth bros are a really solid tag team too. But I don't feel like there was a story here. While there should have been a lot of potential for a story here, we didn't really have anything in this 2-week build for the story. And I know there's probably some of you watching us right now and thinking, man, just enjoy the match. I get that. I enjoy wrestling matches just as much as the next person, but for me, it's all about a story. I can't invest myself if it's just two teams going at it for a championship with no personal investment in that. I get it, you want the championship, that's story enough, but there wasn't really any interactions between the team, no personal vendettas or feuds. That's what really gets me invested in a match, and there was nothing here for that. But overall, like I said, a really solid match. Nemoth brothers retains. Again, like the Knockouts Championship match, a really obvious result. but yeah, overall still fun. Then we have Santino versus Robert Stone with Matt Cardona as the special guest referee, which was a really fun addition. And this match was exactly what it should have been. Not a super serious match, just a silly little match with lots of interferences, lots of shenanigans, exactly what it should have been. It wasn't a serious match, and its placing on the card is very perfect. You followed it up. It followed a bunch of good matches and right before the main event. So anyone who didn't care didn't have to watch it. It's not your thing. You can go and get snacks or something. But I thought it was a really fun match, and Santino ends up winning. He's going to stay the Director of Authority. But I want to talk about Matt Cardona for a bit. He's been appearing a lot recently on TNA, and I really hope TNA signs him. Like, he's not going to get signed by AEW. He's also not going to get signed by WWE. I feel like he's the perfect type of guy for WWE. I mean, for TNA. Like, he's not a megastar or anything, but he's a really solid hand. He's very entertaining. He has charisma. I think he could fit in really well on TNA's roster, and he's a big enough name that it's not going to be a struggle to build him up. He's already established. You get it? So yeah, and now we head to the main event, which is Trick Williams versus Elijah. And Elijah does not win. I don't know why I made that sound like a surprise. I mean, obviously Trick Williams was not going to lose it to Elijah, but Trick Williams does get the help of AJ Francis and Casey Navarro first class. I really like this alliance between AJ Francis and Trick Williams. It makes kind of sense. They were both probably in the Performance Center around the same time, so you have kind of that to build off of. But yeah, I really want to, at least either on NXT or TNA this week, I want to see some interaction, them explaining why they're teaming up together, what this is all about, because I want to start getting more invested in it. I want to know what it's all about. But even just the faction, the look of it, it's really cool. I really like it. And I think it was a great main event to end the show off of. So if I had to give the Nitro rating, I'd say it was a solid 9 out of 10. I feel like it was the biggest thing holding the show back was the fact that we didn't have a lot of build. And I get that. You had like 2 weeks of shows before you had to build to this pay-per-view. And a lot of the stuff did happen on NXT, which is also fine. I just feel like, you know, you really didn't build the show up as good as you could have. And that's my only real complaint for the show. The rest of it was all really solid. A lot of cool returns. Especially the Knockouts division, both the singles and the tag team division, really got a lot tonight. So that was also amazing. I just hope we keep building on this momentum. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed it. As I'm recording this, watching Worlds Collide, so a video with that should be out very soon. So leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.